Now let us discuss about crystalline and amorphous solid. Solids can be divided into two categories. One is your crystalline solid, another one is amorphous solid. First, let us discuss about crystalline solid. What is a crystalline solid? A crystal or crystalline solid is a true solid material whose constituents, that is the atoms, molecules or ions, are arranged in a highly ordered structure. So the basic property of a crystalline solid is that the crystalline the constituents, that is the atoms, molecules or ions, they are arranged in a highly ordered structure. What do you mean by ordered structure? Ordered structure means there is a regular pattern of arrangement of particles, that is the atoms, molecules or ions, which repeats itself periodically over the entire crystal. Okay, so that is ordered structure means the arrangement of the particles must be repeated periodically over the entire structure. There are various crystalline solids. Examples are sodium chloride, quartz. They are typical examples of crystalline solids. In this figure you can see the model of sodium chloride structure. You see how the atoms, they are arranged in regular order. Okay, and the regular pattern repeat also. Regular pattern repeats. Here you see this is chlorine atom, then you have sodium ion. Here you have chlorine ion, then you have sodium ion. Like this it will repeat. In this structure also you see the big size ions, they are chlorine ions and they are sodium ions. So there is repetition of chlorine, sodium, like this. This is a crystalline structure of quartz. You see, this is a crystalline structure of quartz, and you see how the atoms are repeated periodically. This is one atom, this is another atom, then you have another atom. So there is a repetition of different types of atoms. Now let us discuss the properties of crystalline solid. The first property is the shape. A crystalline solid usually consists of a large number of small crystals, each of them having a definite characteristic geometrical shape, and the geometrical shapes remain the same even if a solid is in powder form. And experimentally you can determine the shape of the solid by using X-ray diffraction. We have found out many geometrical shapes of the crystalline solids, which we will discuss later. The second important property of crystalline solid is melting point. Crystalline solids have a sharp melting point and characteristic temperature. It can be used as a trick to check the purity of the solid. For example, to test the purity of sodium chloride, we have to check the melting point of sodium chloride, and if the sodium chloride, we know the melting point of sodium chloride is 801 degree centigrade. If the sodium chloride will melt at this temperature 801 degree centigrade, then we may say that the sodium chloride is pure. So purity of the crystalline solid can be tested from its melting point. The third property of crystalline solid is cleavage property. Crystalline solid, when caught with a sharp edged tool, they split into two pieces, and the newly generated surfaces are plain and smooth. The cleavage planes what are cleavage planes? The cleavage planes are areas where the crystal structure is the weakest. That is why we cut the crystalline solid at the cleavage surfaces, because of it is the weak surface. It is only along these surfaces that a crystalline solid can be cut. For example, diamond. We cut diamond. We can cut diamond by diamond cutters, using diamond cutters due to its cleavage property. The next property of crystalline solid is heat of fusion. Crystalline solids have a definite and characteristic heat of fusion. What do you mean by heat of fusion? The energy required to bring the change of the state of a unit mass of the solid into the liquid is called the heat of fusion. The temperature at which it happens is called the melting point. For a crystalline solid, heat of fusion and melting point are definite and fixed. The most important property of crystalline solid is anisotropy. Crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature. That is, some of their physical properties like electrical resistance or refractive index show different values when measured along different directions in the same crystal. If you take a unit crystal, that is the unit cell structures of crystalline solids, then the A axis conductivity differs from B axis conductivity or C axis conductivity in many cases. Similarly, the refractive index also differs in different directions. The anisotropy of the crystalline solid is due to the different arrangement of particles in different directions. Okay, suppose this is the one crystalline solid and the arrangement of one type of atom is along this plane, and in this plane there is arrangement of opposite atoms. Here one type of atom, here another type of atom, here this type of atom, like this. So in this case, the arrangement of the particles or atoms along different directions are different. That is why the physical properties also differ. That is, the electrical conductivity or refractive index like property will differ, and this is called the anisotropy property of the crystalline solid. Then nature. I have told you that crystalline solids are true solids. So the nature of the crystalline solids are true solids, and the order, next property is order in arrangement of constituent particles. As discussed previously, their crystalline solids have long range order. Now let us discuss about amorphous solid. Amorphous solid is a pseudo solid or supercooled liquid. Remember, amorphous solid is a pseudo solid or supercooled liquid, consists of particles of irregular shape. So amorphous solids are not true solids, they are pseudo solids, or you may say supercooled liquids, and they consist of particles of irregular shape. In Greek, amorphous means no form. The arrangement of constituent particles, that is the atoms, molecules or ions in amorphous solid, has only short range order. So this shape is irregular, and the amorphous solid have short range order. They have no long range order like crystalline solid. In such an arrangement, a regular and periodically repeating pattern is observed over short range distance only. We know quartz crystal exhibit or found in both the forms. This is the crystalline structure of the quartz, and this is the amorphous structure of the quartz. you see in crystalline structure the particles are in regular shape. The shape is regular. But in amorphous structure they are not regular. This is one shape, this is another shape, this is another shape. This is the amorphous structure of quartz. So in amorphous structure they are not regular. The shapes are not regular. And you also see the range of order. Here the order is long range. There is no breaking. But here you see the range is short range. You have a structure like this. There is breaking here. There is breaking here. So the range is not long range order. Here there is also breaking here. Here the range is short range order. The order is short range order. Other examples of amorphous solid are glass, rubber, plastics, etc. Now let us discuss about some properties of amorphous solid. Remember, amorphous solid generally soften over a range of temperature and can be molded and blown into various shapes. On heating, they become crystalline at some temperature. Like liquids, amorphous solids have a tendency to flow, though very slowly. Therefore, sometimes these are called pseudo-solids or supercooled liquids. For example, you might have seen glass pans fixed to windows or doors of old buildings are invariably found to be slightly thicker at the bottom than at the top. Okay, if you see the glass pans of old buildings, then you will found that the top portion of the pan is thicker, and the bottom surface you will find thicker and the top surface thinner. This is because the glass flows down very slowly and makes the bottom portion slightly thicker. Next, another important property of amorphous solid is cleavage property. When amorphous solid cut with a sharp edged tool, they cut into two pieces with irregular surfaces. Because amorphous solids do not show any cleavage planes. Remember, in crystalline solid they possess cleavage property, but amorphous solid they do not possess cleavage property. The amorphous solid do not have cleavage planes like the crystalline solids. Next, heat of fusion. We know crystalline solids have definite heat of fusion, but amorphous solids do not have definite heat of fusion. Then anisotropy. Amorphous solids are isotropic in nature. They are not anisotropic because there is no long range order in them. Arrangement of atoms is irregular along all the directions. Therefore, value of any physical property would be same along any direction. The arrangement of atoms is irregular along all the directions. Remember, the arrangement of atoms is irregular along all the direction. That is why the amorphous solid is isotropic in nature. Next is your nature. Amorphous solids are pseudo-solids or supercooled liquids. So remember, amorphous solid, the nature of amorphous solid is, it is not true solid. They are pseudo-solids or supercooled liquids. Then order in arrangement of constituent particle. As discussed above, the order in arrangement of constituent particles are only short range order. The particles have short range order. So this is a brief idea about crystalline and amorphous solid. In the examination you will also get questions like distinguish between crystalline and amorphous solids.